Every day we walk by people thinking they're seemingly normal when they're not. Who knows? Your cousin could be a murderer and you may not realize it. Your parents could be going through a divorce without them telling you and them wanting to do it quietly before you actually find out. Or who knows, maybe there's a deep, dark bubble of evilness or darkness in you that's just trying to get out and you fight it every day, but in the end you end up being weakened and you just lose that control, causing you to become a monster, someone that's completely different from the personality that your friends and family grew up knowing. In today's video, we will be talking about one such monster by the name of Tyler Hadley, who murdered his parents, Blake and Mary Jo Hadley, on July 16, 2011, in the state of Florida, in a city called Port St. Lucie. Tyler and his parents had just returned from work and school when Tyler decided to ask his parents if he could have a party. And his parents strictly told him no, because of some past doings in Tyler's life. But sadly, Tyler wouldn't take no for an answer. So around 5 p.m. that evening, he went into his parents' bedroom and took their cell phones. That way they could call 911. And then, after that, he went back to his bedroom and he started taking ecstasy pills. As soon as he started feeling the effect, he grabbed a hammer, went downstairs, and stood behind his mother for 5 minutes while she worked on the family computer. Tyler then decided that he would viciously beat his mother, all while her screams were being heard and his father coming downstairs to see what was going on. He beat his mother for another 5 minutes until her screams were gone, until she was literally dead. By that time, his father came down and saw what happened to his wife, and Tyler and his father had a stare down. Well, his father decided that he was going to run, try and get help. But before that could happen, Tyler chased after his father, beating him more savagely than he ever did to his mother. And after that, Tyler cleaned up the crime scene, took the bodies of his mother and father into their bedroom, and made a Facebook post saying that he was going to have a party that night. And so he decided to take his mother's bank card and his father's bank card and go to the ATM to try and pull out some money for booze, drugs, whatever teenagers do at these parties. And when he got home, his best friend was waiting for him to open that door, and by 8 p.m. that night, it was a full-blown party. 60 people had shown up. His best friend was Michael Mandel, and he was just having a grand old time until Tyler pulled him aside and told him he had bludgeoned his parents. Michael, on the other hand, was like, "Yeah, dude, whatever. You're joking, right?" And when Tyler told him he wasn't, he took Michael upstairs and showed him the bedroom where his parents' bodies were. Next thing you know, word had spread through the house, the party, and when the party was over, everybody left. Michael promised that he wasn't going to say anything. But the next morning, he ended up calling the police, and Tyler was arrested that morning. When the officers asked Tyler why he did it, Tyler wouldn't answer. But then, as he was being lifted up to go back to his prison cell, he turned around and told the detectives, "I killed my parents because they wouldn't let me have a party." And the detective said that he said it so smoothly it scared him. Well, since Tyler was 17 years old at the time of the murders, he could not be sentenced to death, and that was because of Florida law. So in 2014, he was sentenced to life imprisonment without parole. But because of that life without parole, Tyler threw a tantrum and he appealed. So when April 2016 came around, him and his lawyer showed up to court and said that life in prison without parole was just disturbing. It was too long for something Tyler thought was just innocent murder, when in fact he had completely murdered his own parents just so he could party. And the judge saw through his so-called innocent lies and said, no, because having a monster out on the street like you could lead to more deaths. I sentence you back to life in prison without the possibility of parole. After the judge had passed that in December 2018, Tyler was sent to the Okeechobee Correctional Institution, where he'll remain until he dies, unless they decide to send him to a nursing home. But until then, that monster is where he belongs. Okay, so why are teens today so affected by the fact that their parents say no when they want to have a party in their own home? I mean, it's not like the children or teenagers own the home. Their parents worked hard for that home. They use their own money, and sometimes parents don't realize that they spoil their children to the point where their children just can't get enough of wanting more. See, what Tyler did was he murdered his parents because he wanted a party. And he figured that if his parents said no, then he would kill them just to, get his party. But there's no records of how much money he spent for the party that night. There's no record of him, planning it. He just did it. That's sad in today's society. And I'm just glad that he's where he needs to be. And I really hope that he does get that help that he needs. If not, he's going to end up dead. Who knows, he might get killed by a fellow prisoner that he pissed off. But I'm just, rambling. But that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoy it. And don't forget to hit like, hit the bell icon for notifications, and subscribe to my channel for more videos. I usually try and update every Sunday. If not, it's almost every single day. Depending on how many new videos I have saved up, I usually upload 5 to 10 videos per day, just so you guys have more videos to watch while I make more. Other than that, have a good day, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year.